Here we go. Ready? We're approaching the movie kind of like an origin story in that it actually comes before the TV show. So it's really, how did Starsky and Hutch meet?
Hey, why are you touching him?
For me, it's all the same because ultimately we're going here to make a comedy, and I've made 2 comedies before, and it's not, the specifics of it don't really change. You have a little bit of a bigger budget, but ultimately the goal is the same, and you want to just make it funny and make it work.
We used to play Starsky and Hutch when I was a kid, so I thought, you know, why not do it as an adult? I mean, there are a lot of reasons why you shouldn't do it as an adult.
You want to go to a more specific question?
I want to do whatever you want, as long as we finish this in the next 4 minutes.
I think the shoot is going fabulously. Everybody seems to be getting along, and everybody seems to be having a great time, and everybody kind of left their egos at the door, which I think is important when you're doing a movie of this size and this scope.
Well, it was one of those TV shows I grew up kind of watching in the 70s and loved, so I was kind of excited to show up and start work. And then slowly that excitement kind of got beaten out of me, and I don't know why it happened. It was just more that I kind of could see that it's just sometimes you get a feeling that the ship's going down.
I don't know what the I was thinking. Now, looking back, I don't know what I was thinking. I thought, you know, payday.
You know, if shooting scenes is about how your hair looks or how your makeup looks or who is funnier or who's got more lines, then you got a couple superstars on your hands.
I feel like I should have been on the poster by myself. I feel like Ben and Owen should have been real little in the middle, and I should have been standing tall.
My character was supposed to be small, but, you know, they expanded it quite a bit. They recognized what they had, I think, and they just, you know, they kept writing and writing for me, which is really nice, but they really wore me out. I got some moves, but, you know, I can't save a film.
My life, which is something that, you know, I've tried to, you know, control and prioritize, was completely blown apart by, you know, what I consider to be a horrendous obligation to be at places and associate with people who, under normal circumstances, were not for the money involved, I would have nothing to do with.
You hear all these rumors about girls that don't get along on sets and competition and all these things, but I haven't seen it. Carmen and Amy in particular seem to be best of friends.
Amy would always go to her fitting first and get the best clothes and leave me with just like some okay stuff. And I just think it's really selfish.
I don't think we even have to judge it. It's too natural. Do you guys want to kiss?
The really hard thing for me was to have to kiss her, because I'm so not that, and I so don't go there. And to like kiss Carmen was like, are you kidding me?
The other girls weren't so nice. They really weren't. It was pretty bitter, you know. Everybody wanted everybody else's part, and you know, who got a bigger trailer and who didn't get a bigger trailer.
I don't know. It's like working with, you know, 90 10-year-olds.
You know, it was very catty.
I mean, not really how to do that.
Todd Phillips. Well, Luke worked with him on Old School. When I asked what it was like, he said, "You'll never experience anything like it."
Do I have to talk about him? I'd rather not talk about it.
I should have pressed him a little bit more because he didn't say he had a good time.
Todd is one of the most sadistic directors I've ever worked with.
He had me shooting the same shot over and over again, over and over and over again.
Over and over and over again, and whatever I give, it's not good enough.
Now we're gonna go over your shoulder. Now we're gonna, look, I'm gonna put my in your if you try to go over my shoulder one more time.
I'll talk about it. What do you want to? What do you want to know?
It's just so unprofessional, you know, just like knocking on our doors, you know, coming into our trailer, wanting to give us a massage, you know, just trying to pull that sexual stuff.
Todd's asking me and Vince to, you know, jump through hoops and, you know, be little circus monkeys up there and try to come up with some funny stuff that's just not there on the page. I mean, they pay me to write. They're not paying me to write, I can assure you.
Scott Armstrong and myself really did a lot of work on the script, and I always thought that Jason especially, he came to me and said it's a great script and he was excited to do it.
You know, Vince and I were hanging out at night, you know, writing stuff, having sleepovers and stuff like that to try to come up with some stuff.
I'm sorry? They had sleepovers? I hadn't heard about that.
I had to take control of him. I had to pull him to the side one day and grab him up by his shirt and say, look here, I'm Huggy Bear. You just a director, so sit back and direct.
You know, he has this sort of traveling carnival of yes men who just follow behind him and kiss his ass. And, you know,
I think Vince respects me as a director. I think we have a great working relationship, and I think he wants to work with me in the future.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. You know, you can put someone on your back and carry them for a mile or two, but not for a lifetime.
I have a feeling you're trying to maybe inflame some sort of situation here that doesn't exist, so I'm not going to play along with it.
He'll get what he deserves because the movie doesn't work.
The pressure from Warner Brothers has been debilitating. It has made me go back into therapy 5 days a week.
You got a bunch of jackasses running around giggling at what each other's doing, you know, and then I guess that's how you make a great movie.
I'm really pissed off. When I got this job, I was so excited, and it's boring and...
You just got a job, okay?
my last movie with Owen, that would have to come back to the payday question. I mean, if there ever was another opportunity where someone's saying, hey, you and Owen can do a movie and we'll pay you a lot of money, then I would consider it. But in terms of working with him as an actor, you don't really, it's Owen.
I don't know what's happened to the guy, to his mind or his craft. And, at a certain point, you got to sort of decide which God you're going to worship.
The experience has been one of those experiences where I go, wait a minute, next time I do something just for the money, I should think about it some more.
I'm not angry. Do I seem pissed off? I'm being honest with you and answering your questions, and it's part of my gig. The publicity, the interviews, EP. I don't know.
I'd say anger was more kind of in the beginning, and then the anger turned to sadness, and then now it's just sort of kind of a disgust that's slowly, like here in the last week, just kind of resignation.
But we'll all shake hands and pat each other on the ass and smile at each other at the premiere and talk poorly about each other when we're around our individual close circles, like we do every time.
I don't like you. I don't like these people.
And I thought that, my performance would really be, a real contribution to the film, but it wasn't. It's pretty upsetting.
I have a feeling that, I'm going to be staying in touch with a lot of these guys and girls. And I have a feeling, I've made a lot of new friends, and I'm sure they see it the same way.
It's kind of a drag, but, I'll sign up for another movie before this comes out, so it shouldn't be that big a deal.
I think if there is a sequel and they offer us all a lot of money, then I think we will have done our job.
Yeah, what I liked in the interview? I don't know if that's going to benefit anybody, how I'd like to end this interview, to be honest with you.
Have you gotten what you need? Because I'm out, okay?
Thanks, man. Thank you so much. That was wonderful.
No, I don't want to dignify the show by saying that I'm angry.
I'm tired.
That would be too dignified an answer. To say, yes, I'm angry.
Well, you are angry.
No, that would dignify the damn show.
No, you can say you're angry. Go ahead.
I'm angry.
Oh, me?
I'm angry!
That's right. You're angry. He's angry.
I feel better now.
And